The Alpha King is bleeding on my kitchen floor. Not dying, but bleeding enough that his guards are tearing through Lady Kareen's manor looking for a healer. And I'm the only one here. You! The guard's hand clamps around my arm, dragging me from the pantry where I'd been hiding behind sacks of flour. You're the healer's daughter, aren't you? My mother's dead, I say, which is true. I don't. Then you'll have to do. He shoves me toward the kitchen, where the Alpha King sits slumped in a chair that's far too small for him, one hand pressed against his ribs. Blood seeps between his fingers, dark, too dark. My stomach drops. I know that color. Nightshade mixed with silver dust. Whoever did this wanted him dead within the hour. It was a poisoned blade. I should walk away, let him die. This man destroyed everything I loved. But my daughter is watching from the doorway, her wide amber eyes fixed on the scene. And I can't, I won't, let her see me choose vengeance over mercy. That's not who I want her to become. Out, I tell the guards. All of you, I can't work with you hovering. We don't take orders from servants. Do you want your king to live or not? I snap, already pulling out the hidden drawer where I keep my mother's tools. The ones I swore I'd never use again. His poison needs to be drawn out, and every second you waste arguing is another second it spreads. They leave. Even they can hear the truth in my voice. The Alpha King's eyes are on me, silver gray, sharp despite the pain. I've seen those eyes before 5 years ago, when his wolf tore through our pack at Thornwood and left me with nothing but scars and a belly full of his enemy's child. Do it, he grits out. I kneel beside him, hands steady despite the rage burning in my chest. The wound is deep, right below his ribs. The same place I carry my scar, the same place his claws caught me when I tried to run. Mama! Sloane's small voice makes us both freeze. She's crept closer, her little hands clutching her worn stuffed rabbit. Mama, why is the man bleeding? Go back to the corner, baby. Mama's working. But she doesn't. She never does. Instead, she walks right up to the Alpha King with that fearless curiosity only 4-year-olds possess and tilts her head, studying him. Then she points. Her small finger extends toward the scar on his collarbone, the one visible above his torn shirt. It's distinctive. 3 parallel lines, like claw marks, but silver white instead of the usual pink. My mama has the same one, Sloane says, her voice filled with innocent curiosity. The Alpha King's eyes snap to mine, and in that moment, I know my entire world is about to shatter. Sloane, that's enough. But Mama, look! She's already tugging at my sleeve, trying to pull down the neckline of my dress to show him. See? It's the same. Show me. The Alpha King's voice is quiet, but it carries the weight of a command. Not cruel, but absolutely certain. Please. My hands are shaking as I pull aside the fabric of my dress, revealing the scar on my collarbone. 3 parallel lines. Silver white. Identical to his. The silence stretches. How? His voice is barely a whisper. I don't know. And it's the truth. I woke up with it, 5 years ago, after Thornwood. His face goes very still. You were at Thornwood? My mother was a healer there. I was her apprentice. I pull my dress back up, avoiding his eyes. The night your wolves came, I was trying to save the wounded. I got caught in the fighting. That's all I remember. It's not all I remember. But the fragments I have, smoke and screams and silver eyes in the darkness, make no sense. My mind has locked them away, and I've learned not to dig too deep into trauma. The rebels weren't at Thornwood to fight, the Alpha King says slowly, his eyes never leaving mine. They were there to kill healers. They believed healers were spreading a plague, marking wolves for death. I went to stop them. I look at him, trying to conceal my contempt. You destroyed the entire village. I know. The weight in those 2 words could crush mountains. My wolf, I lost control that night. Something happened. I don't remember all of it. But I remember. He trails off, his jaw tightening. A song. Someone singing in the old tongue. Words I hadn't heard since my grandmother died. It brought me back from the edge. My hands freeze. The old tongue was the healer's language that died out generations ago, kept alive only in the calming songs we use for feral wolves. What were the words? My voice sounds distant to my own ears. I only remember fragments, something about moonlight and coming home. His eyes find mine. My wolf knew them, responded to them like they were woven into his bones. The room feels smaller suddenly, because there's only one song that fits that description, the one my mother made me memorize phonetically before I even understood what the words meant. The one she said I must never sing unless a wolf was truly lost. Because the old songs don't just calm, they call, they bind. You sang it, didn't you? He's watching me carefully now. That night at Thornwood. Before I can answer, one of the guards peers through the doorway. Sir? He'll live, I say automatically, checking the Alpha King's wound. The herbal paste is working. The darkness is fading from the blood. But he needs rest, and I need to prepare a tonic to flush the remaining poison from his system. We should take him back to the fortress. Move him now, and he'll be dead before you reach the gates. I start grinding herbs in my mother's old mortar. He stays here tonight. I'll monitor him. The guard looks like he wants to argue, but the Alpha King raises a hand. Do as she says. They leave us. Me, the Alpha King, and my daughter, who's now sitting on the floor next to his chair, showing him her stuffed rabbit. This is Clover, Sloane says seriously. She's very brave. She's not afraid of anything. I can see that. He's watching her with an expression I can't quite read. Curiosity mixed with something else, something that makes my chest tight. Sloane, let the man rest. It's okay. He reaches out slowly, and Sloane hands him the rabbit without hesitation. He examines it with the gravity of a king inspecting tribute. She's very fierce. Just like my mama, Sloane beams up at me. Mama's the bravest person in the whole world. She's not afraid of anything either. I am afraid, but I smile for my daughter anyway. The Alpha King's eyes meet mine over Sloane's head, and I see the question forming. The one I've been dreading since Sloane pointed at his scar. How old is she? My hand's still on the mortar. 4.5? And her father? He died at this Thornwood. The lie comes easily now. I've told it so many times. A soldier. I never got his name. But the Alpha King is watching me with those silver-gray eyes, and I know he can scent the lie. Mama, I'm hungry, Sloane announces, breaking the tension. There's bread in the cupboard. I'll have food brought, the Alpha King says. He's still pale, still weak, but there's command in his voice. For all of you. That's not necessary. It's the least I can do for the woman who saved my life. He hands the rabbit back to Sloane. What would you like to eat, little one? Honey cakes! Sloane's eyes go wide. Mama says they're too expensive, but I've always wanted to try them. Something shifts in his expression, softens. Then honey cakes you shall have. One of the guards returns with a feast within the hour. Honey cakes, roasted chicken, fresh bread, cheese, fruit. More food than Sloane and I usually see in a week. Sloane devours 3 honey cakes before I can stop her. Her face covered in honey and crumbs, pure joy radiating from her small frame. The Alpha King watches her with that same unreadable expression, and I realize with a jolt that he's barely touched his own food. You need to eat, I tell him, to help flush the poison. I'm not hungry. I don't care. Eat, or my healing would be pointless. The corner of his mouth twitches again. You're very bossy for a servant. I'm a healer. It's my job to be bossy when patients are being stupid. This time he actually smiles. Just a flash, but it transforms his face. Makes him look younger, less burdened, almost human. He eats. Sloane chatters between bites, telling him about Clover's many adventures, about the garden she wants to plant someday, about how her mama can make any hurt stop hurting. He listens to all of it with the focus of a king at council, asking questions, responding with that careful seriousness that children appreciate. And I watch them both, my heart doing complicated things in my chest. By the time Sloane falls asleep, curled up on a pile of clean kitchen rags because this manor has no proper servant quarters, the Alpha King's color has returned. The poison is fading. He'll live another day. Thank you, he says quietly, watching my daughter sleep. For saving me. And for... He gestures at Sloane. She's remarkable. She's everything. I pull a thin blanket over her small form. She's the only good thing to come out of Thornwood. Kira. My name in his voice sounds strange. I didn't realize he'd learned it. The scar, the song, the timing. He pauses, choosing words carefully. I need to know what happened that night. I don't remember. Neither do I. Not all of it. He leans forward, wincing at the movement. But my wolf does. He's been unstable since Thornwood. Violent. The only thing that calms him is... He stops, jaw tightening. A memory, a scent. Honeysuckle and golden seal. A voice singing. My mother's garden grew honeysuckle. I always smelled like... What are you suggesting? I ask with knots in my stomach. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm telling you that something happened that night. Something that left us both marked. His eyes drop to where my scar is hidden beneath fabric. And now I find you here, with a daughter who has amber eyes and the same stubborn chin as my mother, who's exactly the right age. Don't! The word comes out sharper than I intend. Don't do this. Don't make her into something she's not just because you feel guilty about Thornwood. Is that what you think this is? He stands slowly, his hand pressed against his bandaged ribs. Guilt? I don't know what this is. I don't want to know. I'm shaking now, years of carefully constructed walls starting to crack. I've spent 5 years building a life for her. It's not much, but it's ours. And I won't let you. I'm not trying to take anything from you. His voice is gentle in a way I didn't expect from a king. But if she's mine, she's mine. The words tear out of me. I'm the one who carried her, who brought her into this world alone, who's worked my fingers bloody to keep her fed and safe. Whatever happened that night, she's mine. He doesn't argue, just watches me with those impossibly sad eyes. I've been looking for you, he says finally, for 5 years. I didn't know what I was looking for, a face, a name, anything. Just the woman who sang to my wolf and brought him back from the edge. He takes a careful step closer. I thought I'd imagined you. A fever dream in the middle of a massacre. But you're real. I'm just a servant in these quarters. A single mother barely surviving. You're the woman who saved my life tonight. Who saves lives, from what I can tell. He glances at my mother's healing tools, carefully maintained despite their age. And if that little girl is mine, then you're the woman who gave me something I never thought I'd have. Stop. I can't hear this. Can't let myself hope. You don't know that she's yours. The timing, it could be coincidence. Then let me find out. His voice is quiet but unyielding. Let me do a bloodline test. If she's not mine, I'll leave you both in peace. You have my word. And if she is? The question hangs between us. Then I want to know her, he says simply. I want to be her father, if you'll let me. I look at Sloane, sleeping peacefully, her small chest rising and falling. She's dreamed of having a father, asked about him in that heartbreaking way children do, wondering why everyone else has one and she doesn't. But this man is the Alpha King, the one whose wolves destroyed Thornwood, and even if he's telling the truth about trying to stop the massacre, even if something did happen between us that night, how can I trust him with the most precious thing in my world? I need time, I whisper. I understand. He moves toward the door, then pauses. I'm staying at the fortress outside the city. If you change your mind about the test, about any of this, send word. I'll come. He's almost gone when Sloane stirs, her sleepy voice calling out, Where's the tall man going? The Alpha King stops, turns, and the look on his face when he sees my daughter sitting up, rubbing her eyes, it's pure longing. I have to go back to my very boring castle, he tells her, but thank you for sharing your honey cakes with me. Will you come back? She asks, and my heart clenches. He looks at me, waiting for permission. Maybe, he says softly, if your mama says it's okay. Sloane turns those amber eyes on me, pleading. Can he come back, Mama? Please, he's nice, and he likes Clover. We'll see, baby. The Alpha King bows, actually bows, to my 4-year-old daughter. It was an honor to meet you, Sloane, and your very brave rabbit. Then he's gone, his guards closing ranks around him, and I'm left alone with my daughter and the terrifying possibility that everything is about to change. 3 days pass. Lady Corrine is furious about the blood on her kitchen floor and docks 2 weeks' wages. We eat stale bread and thin soup. Sloane asks about the tall man every night before bed, and I dream of silver eyes and a voice calling me back from darkness. On the 4th day, a messenger arrives at the manor. He's dressed in royal attire, and every servant in the building stops to stare as he asks for me by name. The Alpha King requests your presence at the fortress, he announces. Both you and your daughter. He wishes to offer you a position. What kind of position? My voice sounds far away. Royal Healer. He hands me a sealed letter. He said you would want to read this first. I break the seal with shaking hands. Kira, I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm asking you to give me a chance to earn it. My beta poisoned me 3 days ago. The attempt on my life wasn't random. There's a coup brewing, and I'm running out of people I can trust. I need a healer who isn't beholden to the court. Someone who sees me as a patient, not a king. But more than that, I need to know the truth. For both our sakes. Come to the fortress. Bring Sloane. Let me show you that I'm not the monster you think I am, and if after a week you want to leave, I'll let you go. No questions. No consequences. I'm not trying to take her from you. I'm just asking for a chance to know her. Zoran. Sloane tugs at my skirt. Mama, what does it say? I look down at my daughter, at her hopeful face, her big, amber eyes, and I realize I've already made my decision. It says we're going on an adventure, I tell her. Her squeal of delight echoes through the manor. The fortress is not what I expected. I'd imagined something cold and imposing, all stone and steel and military precision. Instead, it's alive. Gardens spill over the walls, children play in the courtyards, and the wolves I see lounging in the sun look more like oversized dogs than the feral beasts from my nightmares. Zoran meets us at the gates himself, without ceremony or guards. He's dressed simply, a linen shirt and worn pants, like any other man. But there's no mistaking the way people defer to him, the way wolves bow their heads as he passes. You came, he says, and I hear relief in his voice. I'm here for a week, that's all I'm promising. He crouches down to Sloane's level. Hello again, little one. Did Clover enjoy the journey? Sloane, shy for once, nods and holds up her rabbit. I'm very glad to hear it. He straightens, addressing me. I've prepared quarters for you both in the healer's wing, separate from my own, with your own entrance and guards, for your safety, not surveillance. You're free to come and go as you please. That's very generous. He gestures toward the fortress. Come, I'll show you around. The healer's wing is more than I ever dreamed of. A full workshop with every herb and tool I could need. A library of medical texts. Living quarters with soft beds and clean linens. And a small garden outside where Sloane can play safely. This is too much, I say, overwhelmed. It's what you deserve. He watches Sloane explore her new room, touching everything with wonder. I meant what I said in the letter. If you want to leave after a week, you can. But while you're here, you and Sloane will be treated as honored guests. Why? The question bursts out. Why are you doing this? He's quiet for a long moment. Years ago, I became a monster. My wolf took over, and by the time I came back to myself, Thornwood was gone. I've lived with that guilt every day since. His eyes meet mine. But there's one memory from that night that doesn't feel like a nightmare. A voice singing. A presence that calmed the rage. And when I close my eyes, I can still feel it. That moment of peace in the middle of chaos. You think that was me. I know it was you. He takes a careful step closer. I can't undo what happened at Thornwood. Can't bring back the people we lost. But if I can give you and Sloane a better life, if I can prove that I'm more than the worst thing I've ever done, then maybe that's a start. Sloane runs back to us, grabbing my hand in his. Mama, can we stay? Please. There's a garden and everything. I look at her shining seekings, at the hope in her eyes, at the man whose hand she's holding like it's the most natural thing in the world. Okay, I hear myself say. We'll stay, for a week. The first 3 days pass in a blur. I work in the healing wing, treating the minor ailments that come with running a fortress. Cuts, fevers, twisted ankles. The wolves here are wary of me at first, but they warm up when they see I know my craft. Sloane thrives. She makes friends with the kitchen staff, helps in the garden, and asks approximately 1,000 questions a day about wolves and shifting and why the sky is blue. And Zoran. He's there. Not hovering, not demanding, just present. He takes meals with us, answers Sloane's questions with infinite patience, offers to help me inventory herbs, even though it's clearly beneath a king's duties. On the 4th day, he asks the question I've been dreading. The bloodline test, will you consider it? We're in the garden, watching Sloane chase butterflies. She's laughing, her dark hair flying behind her, and I've never seen her so carefree. What happens if it's positive? I ask quietly. Nothing you don't want to happen. He's not looking at me, his eyes fixed on Sloane. I won't take her from you. Won't demand rights I haven't earned. But I would like to be part of her life. If you'll allow it. And if it's negative, then I'll be grateful I got to know you both. However briefly, now he does look at me, and the raw honesty in his face makes my breath catch. I'm not doing this to stake a claim, Kira. I'm doing this because I need to know. Because my wolf needs to know. Does that make sense? It does. More than I want to admit. The bloodline ritual is simple. A drop of Zoran's blood, a drop of Sloane's, mixed with moon water and elder bark. If they're related, the mixture glows silver. I hold Sloane in my lap, while the court healer, an ancient woman named Thessa, performs the ritual. Zoran stands across from us, his face carefully blank. Thessa mixes the blood, adds the moon water, speaks the ancient words. The mixture begins to glow, not just silver, radiant, brilliant, like captured starlight. Thessa gasps. The watching guards murmur. And Zoran. Zoran's knees actually buckle. He catches himself against the table, staring at the glowing bowl like it holds all the answers in the world. What does it mean? Sloane asks, confused by the adult's reactions. Thessa's voice is reverent. It means the bond is strong. Not just father and daughter. Something more. Something old. The calming song, Zoran breathes. It's passed through bloodlines, healer to healer. I understand then. That night at Thornwood, when I sang to his feral wolf, it wasn't just any song. It was a bond song, the kind that recognizes pack, family, mate. My wolf was broken, dormant, but it still knew. And his wolf knew too. She's mine, Zoran says, and his voice breaks on the words. She's really mine. Sloane looks up at me, sensing the weight of the moment even if she doesn't fully understand. Mama? Yes, baby, I whisper, tears streaming down my face. He's your father. For a moment, no one moves. Then Sloane, in that fearless way of hers, climbs off my lap and walks to Zoran. She takes his hand. Don't cry, she tells him seriously. Crying's for when you're sad. You don't look sad. I'm not sad. He drops to his knees so they're eye to eye. I'm the opposite of sad. I don't have words for what I am. Happy? She suggests. Yes, happy. He looks at me over her head, and I see the question. Is this okay? I nod. He wraps his arms around Sloane, carefully, like she's made of glass. And she hugs him back with all the casual affection of a 4-year-old who's already decided he's safe. And I watch this man, this king, this alpha who's haunted by the worst night of his life, hold our daughter like she's the most precious thing in all the world. We need to talk, I say quietly when he finally releases her. All of us, about what this means. Tomorrow, Zoran agrees. Tonight, let's just be. So we do. We have dinner in the garden, the 3 of us, and Sloane chatters about her day while Zoran and I steal glances at each other over her head. There's so much unsaid, so many complications to work through. But for tonight, we're just a family. Broken and strange and forged in tragedy, but a family nonetheless. I'm in my workshop late that night, unable to sleep, when Zoran finds me. Can't rest either? He asks from the doorway. He enters, closing the door behind him. Kira, about what Thessa said. The bond being old. Do you understand what that means? I shake my head. Mate bonds can form during trauma, when 2 wolves' instincts align to survive. He's choosing words carefully. That night at Thornwood, when you sang to me, our wolves recognized each other. Bonded. Not the typical way, but enough to create a child. The word hangs between us. I don't remember, I say helplessly. I've tried, but that whole night is fragments and darkness. Same for me. He moves closer. But I want you to know, whatever happened, it wasn't... I would never hurt you. My wolf, even feral, would never... I know. And I do. Somehow I do. If I'd felt unsafe, I would have run. But I didn't. I stayed. I sang. I touched the scar on my collarbone. And I let you mark me. Do you regret it? His voice is barely a whisper. Any of it? I study his face carefully. At the exhaustion carved into his features, the weight he carries, the genuine care in his eyes when he looks at our daughter. I can't regret something that gave me Sloane, I say honestly, but I don't know what this is, what we are. Neither do I. He's close enough now that I can smell him, pine and soak and something wilder, but I'd like to find out, if you're willing. I'm terrified, I admit. He reaches out slowly, giving me time to pull away, and brushes his fingers against the back of my hand. The touch sends electricity through me, and I gasp. The bond is still there. Dormant, maybe, but present. I pull my hand back. This is too fast. I know. I'm not asking for anything you're not ready to give. He steps back, giving me space. But I want you to know you have a place here, for as long as you want it. No obligations, no expectations, just safety. Why? The question that's been haunting me. Why does this matter so much to you? He's quiet for a long moment. Because I've been half alive for 5 years. My wolf has been a monster I can barely control, but the moment you walked into that kitchen, the moment I saw Sloane, something settled, something that's been broken since Thornwood. His eyes meet mine. You brought me back once. Maybe you can do it again. I'm not a miracle worker, I say. You're better. You're real. The next morning, everything changes. I'm walking through the fortress with Sloane when we hear the commotion. Wolves running. Guards shouting. And then Zoran's beta, a man named Garrett, who's been coldly polite since we arrived, appears with a contingent of armed wolves. Seize them, he orders. I barely have time to push Sloane behind me before guards surround us. By order of the Council, Kirathane, you are under arrest for the poisoning of Alpha King Zoran. What? That's insane. I saved his life. You had access to his food, his medicine, and witnesses have come forward claiming you were seen mixing compounds in your workshop late at night. Garrett's smile is cold. The evidence is damning. This is a setup. Mama! Sloane's scream cuts through everything. 2 guards are pulling her away from me, and she's fighting with everything her small body has. Mama! Don't touch her! I lunge forward, but enforcer hands grab me, hold me back. She's just a child. She's the bastard daughter of the Alpha King, Garrett says calmly, which makes her valuable. She'll be held in protective custody until her father can make a rational decision about her future. Zoran won't let you. The Alpha King is currently unconscious. Another poisoning attempt. This time, I'm afraid, it looks terminal. Garrett gestures to his men. Take them both. Separately. No, Sloane! I fight. But there are too many of them. Baby, I'm coming. I promise I'm... Something hits the back of my head, and the world goes dark. I wake in a dungeon. My head throbs, my wrists are shackled, and panic claws at my throat. Sloane. Where's Sloane? I pull against the chains, screaming her name until my voice goes hoarse. No one comes. Hours pass. Maybe days. Time loses meaning in the darkness. Then I hear footsteps. The door opens, and Zoran staggers in, held upright by 2 guards who look distinctly uncomfortable. Get out, he tells them. His voice is weak but still commanding. They leave. The door closes, and Zoran collapses against the wall across from me, his face gray with exhaustion. You shouldn't be here, I say. Garrett said you were dying. I was. I am. He gestures at his side, where fresh bandages are already seeping red. But I'm not dead yet, and I needed to see you. Where's Sloane? Safe, hidden. My most trusted guards have her. His eyes meet mine. I'm sorry. I should have seen this coming. Garrett's been planning this coup for months. He just needed the right opportunity. He's framing me for poisoning you. I know the evidence is planted, but it's convincing enough that half the court believes it. He coughs, and blood flecks his lips. The poison this time is slower, more insidious. He wants me to suffer. Let me help. You can't. Not from in here. He slides down the wall until he's sitting, conserving energy. But you can help me figure out what happens next. Garrett's plan is elegant. Kill me. Frame you. Take custody of Sloane as the orphaned heir, and use her bloodline to legitimize his claim to the throne. His voice is getting weaker. But there's one thing he didn't account for. What do you mean? You. He looks at me with those silver-gray eyes. You're bonded to me, and bonds work both ways. Understanding crashes over me. The healing technique. Blood transfer through an existing bond. My mother used it once to save a dying alpha. But it requires a mate bond to work. We have one. Partial, dormant. But it's there. He nods toward where our matching scars are hidden. If we open the bond fully, you can filter the poison through your healer's blood before it reaches my heart. It could kill us both. We're dead anyway if we stay here. He manages a weak smile. I'm willing to risk it if you are. I think of Sloane, of her smile, her laughter, the way she calls me Mama, like it's the most important word in the world. Tell me what to do. The ritual requires blood, moon water, and absolute trust. Zoran uses the last of his strength to break my chains, alpha strength even when dying, and we sit facing each other on the cold stone floor. This is going to hurt, I warn him. The poison will try to jump to me. Your wolf will fight it. My wolf knows you, trusts you. He offers his wrist. I'm ready. I make the cut. His blood wells, dark with poison. I cut my own wrist and press them together. The bond slams into me like a physical blow. I see Thornwood through his eyes, the horror of watching his wolf kill innocents while trapped inside his own mind. I feel his desperate search for the voice that saved him. I experience his loneliness, his guilt, his bone-deep exhaustion, and he sees me. Sees my terror as I tried to save my mother and failed. Sees the moment his feral wolf found me in the ruins. Sees how I sang not to save him, but to save myself, and how our wolves recognized each other in that desperate moment and chose connection over death. We made Sloane in the aftermath, not violently, but as two traumatized souls seeking comfort in the only way we knew how. The memories flood back, and I gasp with the weight of them. But there's no time to process because the poison is moving. I can feel it trying to invade my system, dark and insidious. But I'm a healer. I know how to redirect them. I pull the darkness into myself, filtering it through my blood, breaking it down with techniques my mother taught me. It burns like fire in my veins, but I don't let go. Zoran's wolf rises to help, not feral this time, but protective. It recognizes me, recognizes our bond, and together we push the poison out. Through sweat and breath and the connection between us. When it's finally over, we collapse against each other, both of us shaking and soaked in sweat. Did it work? I whisper. I'm still breathing. That's something. He lifts his head, and I see color returning to his face. Kira, the memories. I'm sorry. For all of it, for not finding you sooner. For Thornwood. For... Stop! I cup his face, making him look at me. We were both victims that night, both survivors, and we made something beautiful out of something terrible. My voice breaks. We made Sloane. Then we hear it. Footsteps, many of them. He knows, Zoran says, getting to his feet with newfound strength. Garrett knows the poison didn't work. He'll come to finish this himself. Then we fight. I say with a confidence that surprises me. You can't shift. Your wolf is still here, just sleeping. I stand beside him, and I'm done hiding. The door bursts open. Garrett enters with a dozen armed wolves, and his face twists with rage when he sees Zoran standing. Impossible! That poison should have killed me? It almost did. Zoran's voice carries the weight of an alpha. But you forgot something, Garrett. You forgot that healers are stronger than they look. It doesn't matter. You're weak and outnumbered. By morning, the council will have declared you unfit, and me as regent. Garrett draws his blade. This ends tonight. You're right about one thing, Zoran says calmly. It does end tonight. Then he shifts. I've never seen him in wolf form. He's massive, all silver-gray fur and lethal grace. And when he throws back his head and howls, the sound shakes the very stones of the fortress. It's a call, a command, and within seconds, I hear answering howls from all across the fortress. The wolves loyal to Zoran, the ones Garrett thought he'd corrupted or cowed, come running. The fight is brutal and swift. Garrett's wolves are outnumbered, outmatched, and Garrett himself, when he shifts and lunges for Zoran, is met by a wolf who's no longer fighting alone. Because I'm there. My broken, dormant wolf, stirred by the bond, by the healing, by the desperate need to protect my family, finally wakes. I shift for the first time in 5 years, and it's agony and ecstasy all at once. My wolf is smaller than Zoran's, white with silver markings, but she's fast, and she's angry. Together, we take Garrett down. The aftermath is chaos. Garrett's co-conspirators are rounded up. The council is convened. Evidence of the coup is presented. Evidence Zoran's loyal wolves had been gathering for weeks, waiting for the right moment. But I barely pay attention to any of it because Sloane is finally brought to me, and I hold her so tight she squeaks. "Mama, you're squishing me." "I'm never letting you go," I tell her, breathing in her scent. Never again. "The tall man, my father." She's testing out the word, rolling it around in her mouth. "His guards said he was sick. Is he okay?" "He's okay now." I look up to find Zoran watching us, and the expression on his face steals my breath. We're all okay. 3 days later, after the dust has settled and the fortress has returned to some semblance of order, Zoran finds me in the garden. Sloane is playing nearby, showing her new friends, the pups of Zoran's guards, how Clover can do backflips. "The council wants to meet with you," he says, sitting beside me on the stone bench. "To accuse me of something else? To apologize. And to offer you a formal position as royal healer." He pauses. "They're also asking questions about Sloane. About the succession." My spine stiffens. "She's 4 years old." "I know. I told them she's off limits until she's old enough to make her own choices." His hand finds mine, tentative. "But Kira, we need to talk about what happens next." I'm listening. "The bond between us, it's not complete. We could leave it as it is, co-parent Sloane." He's watching our daughter, not me. "Or we could explore what it might become. No pressure, no expectations. Just possibility." "You're asking if I want to try?" "I'm asking if you're willing to see where this goes. Slowly. At your pace." Now he does look at me. "I'm not the same man I was 5 years ago. I'm trying to be better. Trying to deserve the second chance I've been given. And if you're willing, I'd like to see if we could build something real. Together." I think about the memories I saw during the healing. His pain, his guilt, his desperate desire to atone. I think about how he's been with Sloane, patient, gentle, and willing to earn her trust rather than demand it. And I think about my own heart, which I've kept locked away for so long I forgot what it felt like to hope. I don't know if I can trust this. Trust us. Then let's figure it out together. He squeezes my hand. "One day at a time." Sloane runs over, breathless and grinning. Mama, Father, come see, the pups can shift now and it's amazing. Father. She says it so naturally, like it's always been true. Lead the way, Zoran tells her, and she grabs both our hands, pulling us toward the playing children. And as we walk, connected by our daughter, by our shared past, by the fragile promise of a shared future, I realize something. I spent 5 years surviving. Maybe it's time to start living. That night, after Sloane is asleep, I find myself on the balcony outside my quarters. The moon is full, and I can feel my wolf stirring contentedly beneath my skin. Awake. Whole. Can't sleep? Zoran's voice makes me turn. He's standing in the doorway, careful not to intrude. Just thinking. About? About how strange life is. 5 years ago, you destroyed my world. And now, I gesture helplessly. Now you're rebuilding it. We're rebuilding it, he corrects, stepping onto the balcony. You saved my life twice, Kira. Once at Thornwood, and again in that dungeon. I'm just trying to return the favor. By giving us a home? By giving us a chance. He moves to stand beside me, both of us looking out over the moonlit fortress. I meant what I said about taking it slow, but I want you to know, I'm in this. For as long as you'll have me. I turn to face him fully. What do you want us to become? I want you to trust me, to see me as more than the monsters from Thornwood. His voice drops, and eventually, maybe, to let me love you the way you deserve, the way my wolf has been trying to love you since that first night. My breath catches. Zoran, but I'll wait, however long it takes. He reaches up slowly, telegraphing his intent, and brushes a strand of hair from my face. You're worth waiting for. Both of you. The touch sends warmth through me, and I realize the bond is there, dormant but real, waiting for us to choose it. Ask me again in a month, I whisper, about what we're becoming. I will. He smiles, and it transforms his face. We stand there in comfortable silence, watching the moon, and I feel something I haven't felt in 5 years. Hope. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. And I'm curious, would you have trusted the Alpha King after what happened at Thornwood? Thank you so much for watching.